Okay, I just went through and counted all the books I got on my 3-day book sale, and I got 71 books for $87 this week. I think that was a very big success, and I was really happy with like almost everything I got. So I wish I got more, but I think I just need to be even more prepared than I was this time. This is my first, and a lot of people that were there, you could tell it was not their first time. This is like a quarter annual sale, so I'm very excited to do it again in April, and here is what I got. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a book haul. It's probably going to end up being in 3 parts, but I'm not entirely sure because it's a 3-day book sale. So today it's a used bookstore, which is part of the library, and all the proceeds go to the local library to help with like programs for like kids, adults, like all that kind of stuff. And it's a used bookstore that I go to all the time. So it's usually like the pricing is usually for paperbacks. It's for mass market paperbacks. It's usually $1 for kids books. It fluctuates between like $1 to $1.50. For hardbacks, it's usually $3, and regular paperbacks is usually $2. I don't know if I said that already. And mass paperback is $1. Yeah. I think the price were a little bit more this time because for the first day of the sale, you pay $5 for admission, and then you go into this part of the library and there's tables everywhere. It's mostly organized by like genres and stuff like that, but they're like at the used bookstore in general, like when I go, because there's a couple locations, and they kind of combined all one location, and a lot of their like back stock and stuff because they get way more books in than they can get out. So this is kind of something they do, I think 3 times a year, where they just kind of get rid of a lot of their extra stock. And there's like a bunch of people, there's people like me who just like to like collect books. There's a lot of people who buy used books and then resell them. And people had this like really cool thing on their finger. Like I saw this man, I saw more than one person, but I was watching this man because I was like, what's he doing? And he had like a library scanner on it, like as a finger thing. And he was going through each one going ding, ding, ding. And anytime he saw one that like he didn't have already on his list or like in his like books or whatever, he would grab it. And I'm like, what? And he was doing that in the sci-fi fantasy section, which actually it was really hard. The sci-fi fantasy section, no matter when I go, is always very lacking, and horror is usually lacking, and they don't really seem to know the difference between horror and thriller, and they also don't really seem to understand the difference between like dystopian and fantasy. Like they put like Hunger Games in like the fantasy section, and I would more put it in, I don't know, something else. But and then everything's like in novels and fiction, so it was very hard to find everything. Like some of the ones I found like definitely should have been in like the fantasy section, but they were just the novels. There was like a whole mass paperback section that was like sort of organized, but like those were all $1 when you first walked in, which I didn't. There was like a whole map and everything too. Maybe I can put the map in like the picture or whatever, but I did not understand the map. I guess I'm very bad with those types of maps, but I thought like that was like what she was talking about with the fantasy section, but it was like further in, so people are already getting in. And there's one person in front of me grabbed Alien right before I did. He pretended he didn't see me going for it when he was like, but I think I already own the book, so it's okay. I think I own the whole trilogy. But I just wanted an extra copy. It's my husband's favorite thing, and I was like, oh, I can get something for him because everything else I got in here was definitely for me. So I'm gonna get into it. I spent $69, which to me is a lot. I thought it was gonna be a lot less, even though I got a ton of books and it was good prices. I think it's at max 3 per book, and a lot of them were $1.50. But most I think were $3. And I still think I did very good. It's just like overall I only brought $6 in my pocket, and I thought that was excessive, and I had to use my card for the other 9. So let me get into it. Also a lot of them were that some books that I saw had like the library sticker, like 'cause they were like used library books. So some I tried to take off the library stickers, or I'm working on it. And then some were just like, all the things are either old library books or they're all donations. So like that's kind of how like they get their stock. So anyway, I found books 2 and 3. Well, technically they're all one book, but parts 2 and 3 of Lord of the Rings. I really like these covers. I actually already own a full version, like a special edition with the words on the side, and then I own another trilogy, and then I also own another set that's not this one, but then I also wanted this one, but they did not have the first one. But what's really weird is at the beginning of the week I was going to start Lord of the Rings, and because I had the first book on Kindle Unlimited and all my books are packed away back home, and so I was like, dang it, I'm gonna have to buy books 2 and 3 to read the whole thing. But no, I found books 2 and 3. So as soon as I'm done Poppy War trilogy, I'm going into The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, because The Hobbit is also in Kindle Unlimited. So this makes me extremely happy. And also seeing them in smaller things is way easier to digest than that giant book that it actually is. Because actually, like the page numbers, if you get like any of these ones that look like trilogies, the page numbers just continue to the next book. So like it's actually, well, that's like definitions and stuff. It's over 1,000 pages for all 3. So, but these are the movie covers. And I've seen at Second and Charles and stuff, which we don't have one here, but I visit back home sometimes, so I'll probably grab the first one to match this, just because. I got The Golden Finch by Donna Tartt. I have the Secret History by this author in paperback, but I've heard this one is pretty good as well, so I was like, let me go ahead and grab that. I got Pet Sematary by, let me close my thing. I got Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Not next month, because I think next month's Women's History Month, which I've already kind of started doing. But the month after that, I'm reading mostly men authors, which ended up, because of my TBR jar and just the books I have here, ended up being a lot of Stephen King. So it's going to be mostly a Stephen King month. So I'm adding this one. I will eventually want to buy one that's not a mass paperback. It's just, the mass paperback Stephen King books always look like this. Me and my brother were talking about it, but they smell amazing. I don't know if anyone else loves when a book has that like yellow color and just sniffing it, but I do. I absolutely love it. And this is on my list. I was actually looking for Carrie because I had read The Weight of Blood earlier this month, which is a Carrie retelling, but I've never read the original. I've only seen the original movie. I haven't even seen the remake of the movie. So, and I think I haven't seen the original Pet Sematary, but I have seen the remake, I think. So I know what happens, but I still really I love Stephen King's writing, and I just really want to read it. So anyway, I got Remember Me. This is a trilogy. They only have the first book, but as you can see, they have like the other books. My mom read this. Christopher Pike was one of her favorites. It was like a very popular author in like the 90s and stuff. And I read a few of his books growing up as a kid because my mom had like her old paperbacks and stuff. They were the ones that really smelled good. But I guess it's a reprint, and it has like these like animated covers. And now that I know there's a reprint of this, I kind of want it for my shelf, just because Christopher Pike is very like nostalgic to me because it was nostalgic to my mom. And this is like probably one of her favorite like books / series of his. So I'm definitely gonna try to look into the other two to see where I can get them, because it looks like this is like a recent reprint. I got Uncle Tom's Cabin, mainly because I actually don't know anything about it except that I think it's about a slave, and on the back it says that even 100 years later it's still controversial. And I asked my brother, and he said it's probably very outdated, like in how they talk about stuff, but it's still considered a classic, so I don't know. I'm gonna look into it more. But I got a few classics just because I've never read them, and I feel like they're just like some books that most people have to like at least read it once in their life, or that should read them once in their life. I don't know. This just felt like one of those books. So I got that. I got Jane Eyre within the same thread of like classics and stuff, because I don't know if anyone else has noticed, when you're reading a fantasy book, or honestly any book, I'm reading Four Winds right now, and tell me why everyone was reading Jane Eyre. Like, also, I'm gonna butcher her name, but the author, Charlotte Bronte, or whatever, Bronte, I guess her sister, Emily Bronte, is the one who wrote Wuthering Heights. Were they sisters? Like, you're telling me that one wrote Jane Eyre and one wrote Wuthering Heights, and y'all just were like the famous sisters or something? Did you have other siblings? Did they write? I don't know. So I also want to look into that, because on the back it was like other books by the, what does it say? By the Brontes or Brontes. I don't know where they're from, so I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm very bad with when they put things above the letters. I really need to take an English, or I mean like a language class. I don't know. But I got that, and then I got A Call to Conscience. It was just on like a history table, and it's just Martin Luther King, some of his speeches and stuff. I think it's like 4 speeches in here. Okay, I just threw that on the ground. But yeah, I got that one. And then I found Well of Ascension, which I'm pretty sure is the 3rd book in the first Mistborn trilogy, which I didn't think of at the time. But I was looking for Brandon Sanderson. This is the only Brandon Sanderson book I found at all. Same thing, like I only found one Stephen King. I only found one Brandon Sanderson. And tell me why, like literally someone could tell me why the pages are like this. Like this is like 4 of the pages or whatever are just like this in the beginning. I thought it was like something in the book, but no, it's literally like that's how the pages are. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know what that is. You see what I mean? Like, that's so weird. But I was like, oh, well, if it's not one of the first books, or maybe it's later in the series, I can give it to my brother because I bought him a bunch of the mass paperbacks for Christmas or whatever. But I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd book of the Mistborn trilogy, and I already bought him the entire one. It was a different cover, but like, this is literally the only one I found. So that was kind of disappointing. I might donate that one. I don't know. I got Sycamore Row by John Grisham. This is the 2nd book after A Time to Kill. Technically, they're all standalones. There's 3 books. It's a Time to Kill, Sycamore Row, and then A Time for Mercy. They're all just the same, like about the same lawyer and like different cases, I'm pretty sure. But A Time to Kill is one of my favorite books, and I read about half of this one time when I was in college, and then I dropped out of college and had to return my book. And I got about halfway through. So I didn't have another copy, and then when I bought another copy, it was a large print edition, and it's also packed away. So I was like, I would want to replace anyway. This is the first edition. Honestly, if you ever want a first edition of John Grisham books, go to a used bookstore. There are a million, almost every copy you're going to find of a John Grisham book in hardback is going to be a first edition. I don't know why. They're so easy to find. Like, they're not rare. The only thing that's rare that I have not been able to find, I want a first edition of A Time to Kill. And if I could get it signed, I think I would just die right there. Anyway, more classics. I got Adventures of Huckleberry Finn because I really want to read James, which is won the like book award last year, and I think it won a few awards last year. And it is a retelling of Huckleberry Finn from the slave's perspective. So I like to read like the source material. Same thing with Demon Copperhead, and it was David Copperfield. I want to read the original first. One's like Charles Dickens, and the one's like Barbara Kingsolver. I always mess up her name. Barbara Kingsolver. Sorry, I'm trying to talk fast. A lot of books. I also got All Quiet on the Western Front. I heard this is really sad. My brother said he was trying to spoil it for me, and I said, oh, I just told you I want to read it because what he told me about it made me want to read it. And he was like telling me, and I was like, don't tell me the spoiler. And he said that spoilers expire when it came out like forever ago, and it came out in, this one says 1928. Dang. Yeah, so it came out a long time ago. It looks like it came out in something else first. Was it not in English? I'm very confused. I'll have to look at this, but who wrote it? It probably was not in English originally. So I want to see if it was translated or whatever. But it's actually really good. There was a movie. My brother told me that spoilers expire when it's been like almost 100 years. Is that correct? 50 years? I don't know what he said. My brain, you know what I'm saying. I also found The Maid. I heard this is really good, and I think the sequel just came out. I think it's like a blue one. They didn't have the sequel, but they did have this one, and I heard it's pretty good, and it's pretty thin too. So I thought I would grab that one. That was $3. I also got Black Sun. I didn't know this was a part of a series. I thought it was just a standalone, but it's supposed to be amazing. And this is a large print edition, and it did have like the stickers. You can probably tell, like it literally ripped the thing, and looks kind of ugly. I'm trying to get the stickers off. I have to get some Goo Gone, but I heard this is really, really good. But this is the only copy they had, and I was like, well, I can at least read it and then give it away while I get my own copy, because I have a lot of stuff on my Amazon list, which I'll buy eventually through like used bookstores, and like because I usually make the list on Amazon and then I try to buy it through used bookstores or local bookstores and stuff like that. But it's just an easy way to have like my list, and I can just like check things off. I'm trying to minimize how much Amazon spending I'm doing. I'm very bad at it, but I am trying to shop on Amazon less. But I have been bad because I'm buying all of my Zodiac Academy, Dark Penitentiary, and Ruthless Boys of Zodiac through there. So I've been failing at the thing. There were a lot of Toni Morrison books. I got Beloved and Song of Solomon. I really wanted more, but I hadn't heard of the other ones, and the other ones I was looking for they didn't have. I didn't realize she had read so many books. I honestly did not. I'll probably eventually give these ones away because I want the covers that all match. She has like a whole, there's like a whole set of her books that all like match, like with the writing, and it's just really pretty. I was looking for Sula, I think is one of them. Is that her? But I got Beloved and A Song of Solomon. Because Beloved has been on my list forever, and I'm pretty sure that's like one of her most famous ones. It's also another book club book. So, yeah, I was very excited about these finds. And then I got Normal People by Sally Rooney. This has been on my list forever. I will be getting rid of this copy specifically. It had like the whole, I'll be getting like a paperback probably, but I haven't been able to find it in like a used bookstore. And I really wanted to read it recently. It's been on my list, and I've just been like, for some reason, like really itching to read it. Because so many times I had it on my list forever ago, and then because it was getting great reviews, and it was getting bad reviews, and now it's getting good reviews again. And I'm like, you know what, I should find out for myself. I don't know who to trust anymore. But it was covered in like the library film that they put all over it, and like they glued the crap out of, like, I don't know if you can tell. They glued the crap out of this thing down, and it was, you could tell someone had brought it to the beach. Like, it was covered in, like, the inside of the plastic was covered in sand, like everywhere when I took it off. It was ripped on the inside of the thing, and then also the sticker is, like, not coming off. And then also, like, the glue that they use, they also got, like, all over the spine. So I was just like, ew. So I'm gonna read it, and then I'll find my own copy, give this to someone who likes to also read and donate or doesn't care what their books look like, because there's plenty of people like that. So, and then last, I got 16 of the Left Behind kids books. There are 40 in this series. We had found at another used bookstore, we had found like a bunch of them, like almost 20 of them before, and then they had a few that I already had. So I grabbed all the ones I didn't have. I've had like a checklist on my phone. There's the Left Behind kids. They're just entertaining to me, even beyond like the religious part. But I've never actually read them. My brother, I think, read a few of the like actual Left Behind books, like the big ones, when he was a kid. And then my husband, I think, read all these when he was a kid, and liked them. Like, they're just very interesting. And so when we saw them at the used bookstore, it's kind of like the same thing with those Nancy Drew books that are yellow with the blue. Like, we're collecting all those. There's like, I think 100 or something, or like 60 or more of the other ones, and there's 40 of these, and we're missing 3 now. Literally 3. And they're missing but 40, like 30, 35, 30 something. No, not 35, so maybe it's like 36. And like 16 or 15 or 16. Like, we're literally, I have 16, yeah, I'm missing 15. I'm literally missing 3 out of the entire 40, so I thought it was very successful. But these were $1.50 a piece, so this is where a lot of the money came in, because there were 16, so that was, what, 16, what's half of 16? 8 plus 16, it's 20. Why is it hard math for me? What's 6 plus 8? $25 on these probably. Is that right? Is that math? I gotta stop doing that. But half of them, more than half of them, had the library stickers on them, and that took me like over an hour to get all those stickers off. But yeah, originally I was only gonna go in there and then just do what I could carry, but I didn't, because the lady handed me a box. Literally, I was holding a bunch of books in my hand, and she handed me this big old box, and she says, "Oh, you look like you need a box." I said, "That's dangerous," and she handed it to me, and she said, "If you fill up this box and you want another one, bring this up front, we'll put your initials on it, and then ask me for another box, and I'll give you another box." And then she said, "And then you can check out with all your books when you're done." And I was like, oh my gosh, that's dangerous. I have unlimited boxes. I was like, no. So I filled up one box. Like, I could not carry it anymore. It was filled up to the top. Like, literally was overflowing the way I had it in there because of how I was grabbing books and stuff. And I went from having a stack in my arms, which, by the way, it is not fair. Like, if you're holding a bunch of books in your hand like this, right? Like, I only have 3, but like, this is fine. But the more you stack up, and you just keep stacking, right? Like I can hold a lot of books. Like in those, I've been practicing sometimes for the day that I finally get to do one of those Barnes & Noble challenges. But then look, this is where the problem comes in. My boob. And then stuff starts falling, you know? If you're walking, your boob is just like, you know? It just makes it very difficult sometimes to stack up books in your arm. But that's how I had like a stack in my arm. She said, oh, you need this. And then I went over to the kids section and I found those Left Behind books. And then that really filled up. I was just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, oh gosh. This is my day one of the book haul. Tomorrow is free admission, half price books. I think they kind of take the same pool of books, but they like charge people to go in the first day. Everyone gets like the first pick, and then tomorrow, I think it starts like 9 a.m. You can go in for the half price. They get rid of a lot, and then on the final day, it's free admission, and they give you like a bag. Whatever you can fit in the bag, it's for $7, and then you can have a limited bag. So like, they said a lot of people would get like multiple bags for $7, and they get like tons and tons of books. So I've been excited for this honestly since I moved to this state and found out about it. Like it was one of the first things I found out about when I moved here. I was like, where are the book sales? Where are the used bookstores? And finding out that my used bookstore does a book sale all the time, I was like, yes, please. I think they had one in the winter, but I don't really know like how that worked or whatever. I guess the same way every time, but like, I don't know if I missed it or if they didn't have it or it was rescheduled. I don't really know. But I know that I for sure got this time, and I'm very excited. I wonder if I'll find anything good tomorrow. If not, then this is my book haul. But we will see. To you, this video will either end or it will continue in just a second. Okay, so it is literally like 1:20 in the morning. Technically now the next day, but this morning at 9 a.m. we got up and we went to the book sale for part 2. Honestly, and I'm recording in here because I was in the office. I don't like recording like with other people in the room. But we only got a handful of books. The pool of books is the same as yesterday. Like, I found a few. Like, I'm not saying I didn't, but obviously we paid like $11 because it was half off day. And then tomorrow, I haven't quite decided if I'm gonna go yet, but it's everything you fit in a bag for $7. And then like you can have a limited amount of bags. Like each bag is $7. But I don't know how big the bags are. I know it starts at 9, but it's already 1:20. Like I don't know if we're gonna do it. Maybe I get some like classics, but I'm gonna go through what I got today. And we spent I think 11, maybe a little bit less. So I got The Red Badge of Courage. I don't know anything about it. I just know it's a classic. I'm gonna try to get the stickers and stuff off. I got Freedom Writer's Diary because I heard about this and I would like to read about it like more. I think I saw a documentary and stuff in school, but I don't remember. My husband got Knots in Physics. I know nothing about this, but it looks very complicated. That's not for me. I got the Nose book. Dr. Seuss. We got book 53 of Nancy Drew. We were collecting these ones, and it's the only one that they had. And we don't have anything up this high, so we got this. I'll have to get the library sticker off. I found Kite Runner, and then my husband also got penetration testing, a hands-on introduction to hacking. I don't even know what year it was written. There's like, I don't know. I don't know why I care. I just want to know if it's like still accurate. I don't know. The year was 2014. So probably. Anyway, those are the books that we got. I'm gonna consider about doing 2 more, and I guess we'll see if there's a part 3 of this video. This video either just ended or there's more. Also, additional note, right now my little like iPad stand. This thing was literally sitting on top of a box of crackers. That was my setup for today. So today was day 3 of the book sale. It's a very rainy day. I was very emotional today. So I've been crying the whole day for mostly no reason. But I have my reasons. But anyway, everything. Also, I'm out of breath because this bag of books that I'm about to show you was extremely heavy. And I had to bring it all the way from my parking lot and walk all the way to my house. Oh my gosh. My reflection in the mirror just scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a monster behind me. Okay, that scared me. Anyway, you know, I'm gonna just switch this because it's gonna freak me out. It's a much better background. We got all of my books here for Women's History Month, which I might do a video about those. And then got our little plant. He's growing. She's growing. I think it is a she. Anyway, so the bag of books I had to carry all the way up here, and it was very heavy. Now I didn't get a lot of things that like great finds or whatever. I did find one book that was on my Amazon wish list for kids books, and I got a lot of kids books. But sorry, my asthma is. What did I say? Oh yeah. We're all 3 days we're pulling from the same pool of books, so each day was like less good finds. So I was still most happy with the first day, and of course spent the most money. And then yesterday was half day, we spent $11, and then today I only spent $7. So it was each bag that you fill up is $7. I only did one bag. There's not a lot of books I really wanted, but I thought it was a good opportunity to get a lot of the kids books that I wanted to get. So I'm gonna take them. This is the bag. This is the bag. It's big. It's pretty full. I did have more room and usually things on it again. That I got there a little bit late today too. That was another sad thing about the day. But I only got there like 9:10. We opened at 9. People already had like 2 bags full. I was like, slow down. And I really wanted some classics like, you know, like Animal Farm or like some Shakespeare or something, which they had yesterday. But I guess people just grabbed a lot, like as soon as they walked in. The fact that people literally had 2 or 3 bags already 10 minutes in was insane. But they got, and by the time I was there for an hour, I think, like less than an hour, maybe like 40 minutes, and people, like almost the whole place was like getting cleared out. Like there was, the amount of books that were there on day 1, and even how when I got there this morning was insane. So let's get into what I got. Let me try to take them all out first, and I'm gonna stack them all up right here, and then I'll be right back. I'm gonna do a rapid fire because it is a lot of books. Oh my gosh, please hold. I'm gonna sit at an angle and the other chair was in the way, so. I got The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I actually already own another copy of this, but this is like a mass paperback version, and I just really want to read it, and it's packed away, so I got another copy. I got Resident Evil Genesis. I don't know, I just felt like something that I wanted. Face Off. I've heard of this before. It's like different authors, like facing off, like on stories and stuff. It's a whole book of like of those. I got this Tom Clancy book because pretty much every other Tom Clancy book that they had there we already have, and I don't think we have this one. And honestly, I just like the color. I have no idea what any Tom Clancy book is about. I'm not gonna lie. I got Eye of the Needle. I have a bunch of Ken Follett's books, and I never heard of this one, but I looked in the like front cover, and it says it's 1944, only months and then weeks before D-Day, and I love reading anything World War II, so I grabbed it. And also it's just like a very like, isn't that weird? They're exactly the same side on both sides. There's no like, I don't know, that was weird to me. I got Digital Fortress, a thriller. It just says a disturbing cutting edge techno thriller, and then it said a bunch of other stuff, but that's the part I read and that's why I got it. I got Jodi Picoult Lone Wolf. Never heard of this one by Jodi Picoult, however I say it. But I have a few other books that I wanted to read, and I don't know, I just wanted to try it. And everything else are kids books. So this one's Too Shy to Say Hi. This one is the one that was on my Amazon wishlist, which I was so happy that I found. It's Eyes That Kiss in the Corners. It's actually really good about like diversity and stuff, and this has been on my this is on my list for all the kids books are slash like for work slash they're like for work, for my kids, for when I own my own daycare, like all that kind of stuff. Everything's kind of going towards that thing. So I collect a lot of kids' books. The Backyardigans, the Race to the Tower of Power. I just absolutely love the Backyardigans, so I had to grab it. This one says Only You. I will be also making sure I get the stickers off and stuff. There's like stickers from old libraries and everything, but this is basically like Only You Can Do It. This one's called Dragon Song. I don't remember what this one was about. Honestly, it was a dragon talking, and I like dragons. Frank and Ernest, they go on like a job interview, and they have to like run a diner. That's all I know. Not So Far Away Adventure. I'm pretty sure this is like there's like a travel trunk, and like the kid has to like see like where I think it's her grandpa or someone has like in his travel trunk and all that kind of stuff. It got Baby Shark, do 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 do. I think it's just the song. Yeah, it's just a song. I'd probably bring it to work or something. The kids love Baby Shark. This one was I Color Myself Different, and then it's just a bunch of I didn't even look inside. They literally colored on inside of it. That's actually really cute. And then it's just a bunch of different like adopting and just like different scenarios and stuff. This one's Nice Wheels. It's about a kid in a wheelchair and all the things that he can do even though he's in a wheelchair. This one is Thank You World. I'm pretty sure it's just this one is the one that I think in the morning it's like different people wake up in different countries, and it's just like kind of their morning in their country, and just kind of like everyone has their own thing. Weekends with Dad. This one is about divorced parents, and it's like conversations that their the mom has had, the dad has had. Like I think a social workers come, like all that good stuff. I glanced inside of it for a minute. Math in the Kitchen. I just think this is nice. It's like counting like measuring, counting like how many chocolate chips, that kind of stuff. This one doesn't have like a dust jacket, but it is. I opened it up and saw that, and I was like, give a mouse. And this one is If You Bring the Mouse to the Movies. This one is Why Is Bigfoot So Shy? I love Bigfoot, and I thought in the first one I looked at was like, I'm too tall and it makes my friends look small, and then there's like another one where he looked sad, and I wanted it. This is Extraordinary Wild Weather. It's just like a bunch of like stuff about the weather and everything, like actual like weather stuff. My brother was obsessed with the weather as a child, and so I was like, that was just like a really cool book. This one, I'm 98% sure this is the one who does Max and Ruby, because that art, you told me that's not Max and Ruby, and I looked inside, it looks the same, and I'm like, I feel like I recognize that name, and that looked like Max and Ruby to me. So that's honestly the reason I got it. I don't know anything about this book. I was taking off all the stickers off my books, and I realized that this book is also Rosemary Wells, and I googled it, and yes, this is the creator of Max and Ruby. So I'm so excited I got both these, and I didn't know she did bears too. I've only ever seen bunnies. This is exciting. This one I didn't know if I should get. It's called Black Beach, and it's about like the oil spill and like conserving. It's like the first, like how Earth Day was founded, but the actual story of how Earth Day was founded, I'm pretty sure is not like this, but it's for kids, so. This one is Around the World, My Red Balloon, and it's just like different, I didn't look really much into it. I just looked at a bunch of different countries and different types of people. They're just traveling, you know, so I thought that was cool. This one's The Moon, and it has more than just the moon. It has like, actually, I just realized that I'm pretty sure this might have been the book that I used clips from for a fake teacher project I used in my, I had to make like a fake lesson plan, and I'm pretty sure it was this or something similar, for like to teach. It was even to teach like I think it was 4th grade. I was pretending to teach for one of my teaching classes, and I had to make a lesson plan. But this one has like a ton of like different things about the moon, and like it even talks about like eclipses and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. This one is The Lost City of Machu Picchu. I actually just really love the Machu Picchu. I watch like documentaries on like this all the time. I just think it's like extremely interesting, and I didn't even look inside. I just thought that was cool. This is Where the Buffaloes Begin, and I wasn't sure for sure, like it has like a lot of like in-depth illustrations, and it has like a lot of words. So I don't know what the like sign, like the messages and stuff. I don't know if they're killing buffaloes or what, but it does have a CalDOT it's the Cal Honor book, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I want to try it. It had like a lot of cool art. So this one again, I wasn't sure about. This is probably like one of my kids' books if we read it, or whatever. Not maybe a school book, but this one's Fireboat, and it's about John J. Harvey, which I think he like had a boat, and then like 9/11, like his boat helped like put out the fires. I think is what it said on the inside. But I don't even know about him, so I thought it'd be a good book for even me to read. So I saw this book while I was there, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate for the age group, but I think that people should learn it. But I kind of wanted to see when it was written. I should have like looked more into it, but I was like, what? This one is prehistoric people in North America. I think it was just like a lot of words, but it has a lot of pictures, and then it has a lot of like art, Native American art and stuff. So it was just maybe not Native American. I'm assuming it's Native American because it was also next to this one, which is traditional stories of the Northeast nations, and it has a bunch of it says Native American oral histories. So that is all of them. I didn't count, but I'll do this. This is all the books I got today. So $7, all of these books. Really right after I stopped recording, all of them fell over. But the next book sale for this is in April, and I should still be living here in April, so I will be doing this again. I still throughout the year go to it was the Friends of the West Florida Library bookstore, or like they're the ones that ran it, and they have like used bookstores inside the local libraries, so I like to go to those anyway, and I'll continue to go through those throughout the year, and then do this sale again. I really enjoyed it. This is the only 3-day books I've ever been to, so it was very exciting, and I'm very excited to get all these stickers and stuff because a lot of them are like old library books, so I'm gonna be working on that today. So goodbye.